Hey guys, it's me, Carlos Strike78, and today we're going to be talking about the open figures from the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie series line of action figures from Jakks Pacific, namely the single carded Dr. Robotnik, as well as the Action 4 pack that is a Target exclusive. And so before we begin, I would like to say that if you like this video and and also like the content that I post, please leave a like and consider hitting the subscribe button to support this channel. Every subscription means a lot, and it'll help the channel grow, and it'll also allow me to make more content like this. And also, I would also like to say that I'm already up to 330 plus subscribers, and it's been one hell of a ride, and I really appreciate all of you that have supported me all this time up to now, and it brings joy to my heart, and I'm very thankful for that. And one of the reasons why I don't post as much as the regular YouTuber does is because um, is because I don't rely on YouTube as a means of monetary gain. I do this mainly as a hobby, and not also I also like to, through my content, I would like to spread the joy of being a collector and being a gamer, being a geek with everybody. I like to have everyone share in my excitement, my joy, and and also sharing all the positive attitude and vibes in this world that is full of negativity. I know I know it's saying a lot, but that's how I feel personally. And right now I just feel like I should be posting content like this where I where I share my thoughts on a more objective and positive note, and to make sure that everyone can enjoy this kind of content. And so without further ado, let's take a look at the Jakks Pacific Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie series figures. Now, these figures are very impressive because they are an improvement over the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie figures that were released in 2022. And and these are a vast improvement when it comes to the articulation and most importantly their size. But there are some issues that I still see that are still kind of present in some of these figures. And let's start with the weakest of these figures that I have right here, and that figure being Miles Tails Prower. One of the reasons why I decided to open the Action 4 pack for this review is because I really like the head sculpts and the overall design of the 4 pack figures, and I really like the expression that Tails exudes in this one, because instead of the smiling happy-go-lucky face that we often see with that, especially with the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie figure of Tails, and the single and also the single carded package, this one is a bit of a breath of fresh air for me, because I really like his expression, and it makes him look serious, and he looks driven to protect his friends and to complete the mission at all costs. And I really like his overall design, but there are still some things that he suffers from that are still that were present in the Sonic 2 movie series Tails, but it's still present in this version as well. As you can see, even though he has the butterfly joint right here, he doesn't have any swivel in his arms except for his elbow. It can only go up to 90 degrees, and he has an adjustable hand with adjustable fingers, and it can rotate, and it's also on a it's also got a hinged peg right here. It's on a hinged peg. And another another thing that he suffers from is his stubby legs, and although it does have a swivel right here, it's there's only a single swivel at the joint itself, but there's but it's not like the taller figures, but where there's a separate cut at the thigh, but and his leg can only go up to 90 degrees. But he does have some articulation in his ankles thanks to this ball hinge right here. It can go up, and it can go back and go down this far, and it can go up this far, and it can also pivot left and right. That's about the only thing that Tails has going for it, but in terms of the articulation for the body. And another thing that I can appreciate about this new version of Tails is that the tails are segmented, and they're also on independent joints, so that way you can adjust it to make it look like he's flying. If you have a dynamic figure display stand right here, you can make it look like he's flying. He make it look like his tails are like propellers right here. Also because the tails are segmented, they can help Tails stand up straight because of his tails. Well, also the downside of his tails is that they're very heavy, so he has a tendency to lean back, so he can't really stand on his own without having the tails to support him, and that's a little bit of a bummer, and that's still kind of an issue that's still plaguing any Tails action figure release. Also, the second weakest figure in this 4-pack has also got to be Knuckles. And the issue with Knuckles is from the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie series version of him is still present in this one because, well, as I said, it's the design of his head overall, and it's really hindering the movement of the head. He can't turn his head that much, and he only look up and down and tilt his head, but he can't really turn his head that much. And another issue is that because they use the glossy eyes, just like for the Super Mario Brothers figures, Knuckles has the worst of it because his eyes are, as you can see, they're slanted right here, and the gloss portion of it, and it's also ruining the effect. But although I don't really nitpick on it this much, I'm just I'm mentioning this out there because because there may be people who may be a little irked by it, or just a little disappointed in that. But he does have some really good movement in his arms, and he also has the bicep swivel, and his arms can only move about 90 degrees because of the design of his arms, as well as to provide support for his massive fist. As you can see, the fingers in his fist are also articulated. and he still has a little bit of a swivel at his elbow right here, and his and, his wrist can turn a little bit, but it's because of the design, it's really you can't really rotate it that much. But and he also has he also has the diaphragm joint, but unfortunately he cannot do a proper ab crunch. But he can lean back this far, but he can't go full forward like this. It's a little improvement, but it still needs some work. But the biggest improvement has got to be in the hips, and they're not and the hips are not as engineered as, I mean, they're not as the similarly engineered as the Sonic 2 figures. So that's a very big improvement. And as you can see, they have the swivel at the thigh. His his knee can go up to about 90 degrees, and his there's a lot of hindrances when it comes to his feet, and he can only go back that far, and he can only move forward this much. But because of the design of his boot cuff, he can't fully utilize his articulation in the the ball hinge on his ankle, and and his and his and his pivot on going left and right is also limited because of that boot cut, because of the boot cuff on his ankle. So that's it for that. That's it for Knuckles. So now the best figures that I've handled when it comes to the Sonic 3 movie figures have got to be Dr. Robotnik, Sonic, oh, excuse me, and Shadow. Excuse me. I just need. Sorry about that. My throat's getting kind of dry. Yeah. Now, as I was gonna say, the best figures that I've handled out of these five figures have got to be Dr. Robotnik, Shadow, and Sonic. So let's take a look at Dr. Robotnik first, and he's pretty much the only human in this toy line. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed with how they redesigned Dr. Robotnik for this action figure line. And as you can see, um, the uncanny likeness of Jim Carrey as he's portrayed in the movie, he's just absolutely wonderful. And you can see all the intricate detail in his jacket, especially the gold clasps on the cuffs, and and also the gold buttons right here adorned right here on the chest. And you also get to see that underneath of his underneath the lower part of his jacket right here, as you can see. And he also has the diaphragm joint, which he can go back, but he doesn't have that much of an ab crunch. And like Knuckles and Sonic and Shadow, he also has really good range of movement when it comes to his shoulders. He also has the butterfly joint, bicep swivel, and you also have this. I don't know how to describe this joint, but it's almost similar to almost similar to a Figma joint, but not quite as advanced. Now he does have a hinge at his wrists right here, and you also get to see fine detail in his gloves. You can see and as you he's constantly adjusting. As you can see, the little keypad, and as well as the Sega Genesis style D-pad on his on the on the ball of his on the heel of his palm. And you also same thing goes for his left hand too. And he also has some really good articulation in his hips right here, and he has a really good range of movement. And because of his lower part of his jacket, he has more range of movement, and because of the flexibility of the material. And you also have the same joint, the same circular joint that's similar to a Figma joint that's in his knees, that can allow him some range of movement. And he also has a little bit of a. He also has the swivel at the thigh, and he also has the ball hinge at his ankle, so he can move up this far, down this far. And he also has that pivot, and you also have the gold trim at the back of on the back of the heels of his shoes. Let me just have that. There we go. And there's a lot of really good sculpted detail when it comes to Dr. Robotnik's face, especially when it comes to his signature stash. And he also has his goggles, and and as I said, they really did a wonderful job in capturing Jim Carrey's likeness as Dr. Robotnik here. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get this figure as well. And now, for the main event of this 2-pack, the light up figures of Sonic and Shadow. Now let's take a look at Sonic, and he's my overall favorite. Of course, he's the main character, and he also has this really cool facial expression that you also see in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. It's the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie figure of Sonic back then, and I really liked his smug face, like this one right here, because this reminds me of how his cover art for the Blu-ray looked, and I really loved it. And he's also got really good articulation right here, especially at his arms with the more advanced joints on his shoulders. He also has the bicep swivel, a little bit of elbow swivel, also going a little bit past 90 degrees on the elbows. Also has rotation in the wrist at the hinge right there, and he's also got some articulated fingers. Same thing goes for the left arm. And also he has really advanced hip joints right here, which is a far cry different from the movie 2 version of Sonic, and it's also much better. And he also has the thigh swivel. His leg can go up, and it can hit, his knee can go past 90 degrees, and he also has some articulation in his ankle right here, but he can only go so far. But one of the reasons why is because of the design of his socks. And the same thing goes for the left. So that's it. That's about it on the articulation, and the aesthetics look wonderful. And he looks like, and he has the resemblance of his in movie render, and it's That's one of the things that I really enjoy about this figure. Now, now the best figure overall for the Action 4 pack from Jakks Pacific has got to be Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm really impressed with this. It's as if he was pulled straight out of the movie, and also pulled straight out of the games. If you think about it, they really held true to his classic design. He's all black with some stripes of red going up the top right here, and he also has this tuft of white fur on his chest, and he also has some really intricate details on his forearms, and also on the also on his wrists. And like Sonic, he also has articulation in his wrist right here with the hinge, with the articulated fingers. Same articulation in the arms, especially at the shoulders. You also have the plus 90-degree bend at the elbow, and I say plus 90 degrees because it goes a little bit past. And he also has the bicep swivel right here, and same thing with the left. And of course, he also has the advanced hip joints right here. Now, like Sonic, he can also kick up high, go back. He also has the swivel at the thigh, and he also has the 90 plus degree bend at the knee. And because of the design of his shoes and the ankle brace, he has more range of movement. Especially when it comes to going up and down, and he also has the pivot from one left and right. And same thing goes for his right foot. That's about it for articulation for these guys. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to get this 4-pack was not only because of getting all 4 of these characters, but I also like the light up gimmick for both Sonic and Shadow. So as you can see, they each have buttons on their chests, and when you press them, their eyes and their quills light up. Sonic's has his really cool Sonic shade of blue, and also the irises of their eyes, they glow with their respective color. And Shadow's his and I also love Shadow's most of all because his quills are well hidden, even though they glow red in subtle points right there. He's really cool. And another thing that I really like about this is that when the lights fade away, the quills go back to being transparent black, and they just blend right in. Well, all except for that red painted speck right here for those two. But, I know that it's supposed to blend in with this fur, but I still love this particular light up feature for Shadow. I'm really impressed with it. So overall, are these figures worth the price that they're being sold at? For me, I would definitely say they are. And just to let you know, these figures, they're not, because of how they're designed, they're meant to be played by children. I mean, they're meant to be played with by children, and they're not particularly collector friendly. But I'm still glad that I got to get these 5 figures in particular, and I'm just really happy with what I got right now. I feel as satisfied as a collector can be, and for me, collecting these figures always brings me great joy because I feel like I have my these characters in my room. I feel like I can play with them a little bit and do some action figure photography with them. I'm just happy to have them, and they also remind me of the times I got to watch Sonic X with my sister, and I also got to and I also you know, having Team Sonic and Shadow also reminds me of the time that I was introduced to Sonic back when I was only like 3 years old. I was like three. I was 3 years old when Sonic the Hedgehog first made his appearance, and I never forgot that design. And I now don't shoot the messenger, but I love both Sonic the Hedgehog and the Super Mario franchises in equal measure, and I just can't bring myself to choose between either of them because both of them are pop culture icons, and I love them both. So I really can't decide between them. And I would also highly recommend if you're planning on getting this as a Christmas present for your children will love these. They're very fun to play with, and they also have really cool aesthetics. And when you take these with you to watch Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in movie theaters, they will be your kids will be absolutely thrilled. And and I also and I also I'm saying this because Sonic the Hedgehog brought me joy as a gamer when I was a little kid, and I enjoyed playing these games even though I lost every time. I always enjoyed the rush of going fast and being able to bounce on your enemies as Shadow and Sonic, and use as well as as well as gliding over obstacles as Tails, and punching through obstacles as Knuckles, and while going one on one with the big bad himself, Doctor Robotnik, or Doctor Eggman, as he's known in the Sonic Adventure games for the Dreamcast, and Sonic Heroes, and other Sonic games that are released in the 2000s. So, as I said, these are wonderful figures to have in any collection. And if you're big fans of Sonic the Hedgehog, these are a definite must buy. And if you enjoy the movies, you'll love these even more because these figures look like they've been pulled straight out of the screen, and they're there on your shelf, and you can play with them whenever you like to, and you can also take pictures with them. They're absolute fun, and let me tell you, you will not be disappointed with these figures. And as I said, these are meant for children and adults. You can also get in on the fun. That's one of the things that I love about collecting action figures, because that you can share this feeling with other people who enjoy this hobby, and you also get to and when you have kids, you get to share that experience with them, and they will experience that joy with you, and all that just snowballs, and it's like an excitement snowball. Once you once you build it up, there's no stopping it. It's just going to keep going and going. It's going to keep building and building and building, and it's just absolute fun. And that's exactly what toys are meant to be. They're supposed to be fun to play with. They're not just for display, what we see with other action figure lines like SH Figuarts, or the Square Enix Play Arts Kai, Bring Arts, as well as Max Factory's Figma line. All that. It's just is you have to have some fun with them. You got to be able to play around with them. You got to experiment a little bit. That's what brings joy to any action figure collector. When you're able to whenever you never, you're able when you're able to pose any of the figures that you like. You want to, and you also pretend that you are in that battle, reenacting that battle scene with them. It's like you're part of the action. That's what makes action figure collecting so fun. It's like that excitement that you feel when you hold the figures in your hands and you get to play around with them. You get to pose them however you like, put them in dynamic poses for toy photography like I do, and you recreate these really epic battle scenes, or these other epic scenes from movies, other media that you like. All that excitement just snowballs, and that's one of the things I love about it. It's all that fun collecting action figures is contagious. I want to be able to spread that with everyone, and that's one of the things why I do videos like this. I want to spread joy. I want to spread positivity. I want to spread imagination towards kids, towards adults, towards everyone. Because let's face it, the world is filled with negativity, and I want to be able to bring more positivity back into this negativity driven world that we are in, especially with what's happened over the past few days. I want everyone to experience what it's like to be a kid again. I want everyone to experience what it's like to be able to play again. That's one of the things that I one of that's one of the things I why I do videos like this. I want to be able to spread that enthusiasm. I want to spread that positivity. I want to spread joy and fun towards those who have forgotten it, so that they can know what it's like to be able to play again, to have fun again, to reach back to their inner child and know what it's like to have fun again. That is one of the things that I want to do in my life, other than being able to cook for everyone, not only to bring joy to others through whatever I do, like whatever I work on. I also like to spread joy through the things that I enjoy, like video games, action figure collecting, movies, photography, cooking, whatever. The one thing that I love to do on my channel is spread joy, and that's one of the things. That's one of the things that I want to spread, and it also brings a smile to my face to see people smiling, enjoying themselves, and also not bothering anyone because of it. I want to see people go back to where they can have fun again. I just I just want to see people smiling again with my content that I put out. Anyway, that's my bit. And this is my views on the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie series action figures that I have on display. As I said, if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you like to see more videos like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. And every subscription that goes to this channel, it'll help the channel grow, and it'll also allow me to make more videos like this in the future, and it'll also allow me to spread that joy of being able to play again. And it's what and also, here's another thing that I've also learned, and it's also from an article that I've read. Even as adults, We never really grow out of our toys. Now those toys can take on different forms. Like for us guys, when we play with our diecast Hot Wheels cars, when we have cars of our own, we tinker with them, see what makes them see what makes them work, and also see them in action, seeing them speed down the road, and see them haul some of the heavier loads, and also just being behind the wheel and being able to drive them. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that I feel like when we grow up, we oftentimes forget. We often forget the times where we got to play. I just want to make sure that I want to see people just smile and do the things that they love, that they enjoy again, and also bring back that sense of fun. That's one of the things that I want to see, and that's why I post videos like this, and that's one of the reasons why I like doing this kind of content, even though I don't do it as much as a regular YouTuber does. I want people to just be able to have fun and just be able to play with their with whatever they want to play with. Like if you if your idea of play is go riding on your motorcycle, go ride on your motorcycle. If you like to go on a drive, go into your car and take your car for a drive. And if you like to go outdoor go off roading, take your 4x4. But what matters is how you play, and as long as you spread joy doing it, and as long as you enjoy it, that's what matters to me. So anyway, this is Carlo Strike Freedom 78, wishing all of you a good night, and to stay safe, stay kind, and always remember, keep playing, have fun, and also never stop having fun. Keep spreading that excitement and joy in your lives. Thank you. Peace out.